Slow motion and fast motion are very common things that we need to do inside the video editing world. They're common tasks that every one of us needs to have access to, no matter what kind of video that we're doing. We might want to slow things down or speed things up, but we're always doing temporal changes in various aspects of our video. There's a number of ways we can do this in Vegas, and we're going to look at all of them real quickly. Here's your next fast tip from Vast. I've got a clip playing here of a mountain bike and a camera mounted on the side of the bike, and I want to slow this down. Now the first way that I can slow this down is to simply right-click my piece of media, go to Insert, Remove, Envelope, and choose Velocity. And that gives me this green line that you can see right here. Just simply by dragging that line down, you can see a percentage there. So now we're seeing that slowed down to 24%, quite a bit slower. We'll take it down even further. Now we're at 17%. Now this is also variable, so let's put it back up to normal, or reset the envelope there, and let's just put in a couple of nodes, and let's gradually slow this down. So that's a time ramp, and we're going to slow this down to say 31%. Gradually slows down. There it is. It might be that we want to rewind something and take it all the way back, so let's just set it up so it's going to rewind by double-clicking the node and dragging it all the way to the bottom so that it's playing backwards at 100% of speed. And now we're going to see it go backwards. And there's our clip moving backwards. So, and we can also set these ramps up over time. In other words, we can give them a curve. So let's just pull this one down. We'll right-click that node, and we're going to change that so that it's a slow fade, or set it up so that it's a fairly fast fade. You can see the node change there. So here's one method of doing fast motion and slow motion inside of the Vegas software. So let's remove that envelope. So let's go to Insert, Remove Envelope, and undo the velocity. Next, let's right-click it and go to Properties. And in here we've got a playback rate dialog. And so let's set this playback rate in here up to 0.50. There we go. Now we're playing back at half speed. So it's at a much slower speed there. So that's the next way that we can do that. Notice that there's a little zigzag line that appears in here. That is telling us that we're in a time-altered mode, or we've temporarily altered the file. Let's undo that by hitting Control-Z. And let's look at one last way that we can do this. Now this next method doesn't work when you're trying to fit a clip into a space of time. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the left side or the right side of the clip, hold down the Control key, and drag. And notice you still see that same zigzag line that we saw just a moment ago. Well, now we're running it at slow motion. The problem with this particular method is it doesn't work very well with fit to fill. In other words, if we've got a clip that's in a particular space. So let's just quickly look at how we might use that differently. Let's undo it so that we're looking at only a specific range here. We're going to right-click, go into our properties, set our properties up at, let's say, 0.3, so it's a little slower. Great. So now we've got that playing back at 0.3, but it's not coming in quite where we want. So we're just quickly going to do a slip edit so that we're not moving it around in time between different clips. Click on the Alt key, and you'll notice that our icon changes to a box with two arrows inside. Just by clicking and dragging, we can see the in point and the end point right there in our video window. So we can see exactly where we're coming in and exactly where we're going out. So I think I want to come in where it's real bright sunshine and go out right there in the dark shadow. And there's our clip changed with different in-out points, playing back nice and smooth. Next, we're going to look at how you can smooth up really slow video. It's kind of a poor man's version of Twixtor. Not quite as good, but stay tuned for that next fast tip from Vast.